speaks to the field of customer experience. But before I do, I'm Rinos Mautsa, and I've been in the customer service field or customer experience field in contact centers as well for over almost 15 years plus now. I started, that's the field I only know. At college, I remember my first degree, I did the research on customer. It was easy. Most people who did marketing as first degree, they would do customer satisfaction, dissertation, right? Because it was so easy to do. So that's what I did, and by default, I ended up doing postgrad, customer experience at UJ, where I also learned about call centers. And since then, since 2010, I've been doing contact centers, helping a number of organizations in Zimbabwe, helping a number of organizations in Zambia, in Botswana, even in South Africa and Namibia. So I've helped set up over 100 contact centers to date on personal capacity and with the organization that I work with, Tech 24. And besides that, I ended up doing even for my master's, my research was on customer experience. Well, that's the field I know better. And I've been exposed to it at a young age. And even my PhD, my research was on CRM as well. Because that's the field I know again. So I'm just going to share my 2 cents, and it is my belief that those 2 cents maybe to help 1 or 2 person. If it doesn't help you, maybe, probably, I'm not the person who's supposed to change you, right? We have a number of speakers, maybe there are other speakers who will help you, right? But I do believe maybe you also have at least 1 point that will go and use in your respective company and to transform and change. Well, that's the whole idea. The whole idea of training is not just for you to come and learn and you go back. But the whole idea is for you to learn, get 1 or 2 or 3 insights and go back with those insights and help transform the company. As the company is transformed, you also shine in the process. And as you shine in the process, maybe you can shine anywhere you go. And for other people who have been in the field maybe more than I have been, so it is an opportunity for you to also anchor yourself and be that person who will end up being a consultant, because it pays to be a consultant. It pays. I have seen a number of people who trains in the field of customer experience. It also pays to be a trainer in customer experience, right? But this is a side gig that you can have and benefit in the process. But in the short time, we need to go and transform our organization. I like this picture, and I like to use it also as my opening. Why? Because when we are talking about customer experience, many times it's so easy to say, I'm right, it's this department, contact center, we're doing this. And I'm so privileged that I work also in a contact center for many years, not many years, but for quite a number of years, yeah. I don't know if almost 5 years is a number, it's many. I worked at Telesel, I worked at Tel 1. There is a junior to senior manager. I worked at Zoa Petroleum as a very senior manager briefly. And before I left and become full-time in what I'm doing right now. So I really appreciate the customer experience landscape also in context of the Zimbabwe market and different industries, be it called telecoms and stuff, banking, the insurance sectors, even the petroleum sector as well. And I really appreciate the sector in that regard. So if you have to look at that picture, those are the Japanese fans in 2018 at the World Cup in Russia. And something profound happened that day. After the match, the Japanese team was playing. I forgot if it was Croatia or whatever. It was playing, the team. And when the game ended, the Japanese fans, they started picking some litter where they were seated in the bays, where they were sitting. Why they did that? Remember, when you are seated in the bay, you're not just Japanese fans, you are mixed with other races, with other people from other countries as well. But them in particular, only Japanese fans, they remained behind and they started picking some litter. Why? Because you are saying, it's a message, because it's a culture. And this culture resonates and reflects to everything that we are going to talk about today. Why we are saying, when you are talking about customer experience, ladies and gentlemen, it's no longer about I'm right, it is a culture that is embedded and cultivated over a period of time. So we have to be the torch bearers and brand ambassadors when we go back to our workstations, to our workplaces, where you say we are going to create a culture of self-excellence. So that even if you leave your company, you are in employer or maybe or in personal business, you're going to Big Falls for a vacation, and you see the train service station along the way, and service is going wrong. You don't say, I'm going for my vacation, but you do something about it. You get the point? That's what they did. They saw litter, and they said, yes, there's someone who's paid to pick this litter up. And maybe they're not the ones who were thrown that litter. Why? Because in their culture, they don't just throw litter away. They are trained in such a manner. But they saw someone doing things wrong, and they became the solution bearer for that problem. So if you are to do that, maybe as a nation, Zimbabwe will become a better place. If you are to do that as a company, starting with you at your company will become a better place. Where they say, ukaonekwana nyingi, uchita zvakuita, you get the point? But some people, they get away, you're a senior manager from another department, you find a subordinate from another department can get away with certain things. Why? Because we don't have a culture. And you are part of the problem because they can do certain things even if you are there, because they know nothing will happen to me. Because you have also said, you know what, even they got change, it's not helping. You know, that's the notion and the norm. But if you are to work in such a manner to say, you know what, I'm going to play my part. Whether they like it or not, this is what I'm going to do. I will leave my legacy. One day it will catch up with you. You get the point? Whatever good you are going to do, one day it will come to you. And I always say to people, do good because you're a good person, not because the other person is whatever. So customer experience, a good customer experience actually, it's actually a field where you can practice and do whatever you're doing and get blessed in the process. I'm telling you, just imagine if you serve a customer better, right? You serve a customer better, the customer, you are working in a banking or at the front office, you serve a customer better, and that woman will say, bless you, my daughter. You get the point? And you can be also cursed in the process. You're working the product and you're so good to a customer, and the customer will tell you, say, you know what, we are so rude to you. It becomes the case. So sometimes you have to do good because you're a good person. So it's very, very important. So when I saw that, it was so profound. It touched me when I saw this. I said, wow. Just imagine if you have to build a company that has such people. People who say, they will go in extra mile. They're looking at a time. They will go in extra mile. Then we are looking at this other picture. I think Game of Thrones was trending in the past few years, right? I think the past few years, the series until it ended, I think a year ago, 2 years ago. These guys, they used to hate each other, right? They used to hate each other because the big guy in the middle there, he sold this guy, this little guy, he sold this guy to the witch so that this guy can be killed and for some rituals. Then he escaped, someone helped him to escape. And these guys, they fought at some point and they almost killed each other. This one was actually killed, right? And later on, he didn't die, but he was almost killed. Then some witch, then, I don't know, some using some magic, then comes back. I want to say resurrection, because it's not this picture. So, why I'm using this, they used to hate each other, but on this particular day, they met for a mission to capture some white walkers. For those who maybe don't know the story, it's okay. I'm just using it to an illustration. Then this young guy, he's not young, he's big, but it's just that maybe he's standing with giants. He was telling this guy to say, you know what, that was the conversation here. You sold me, you wanted me to die. You sold me to some witch, you wanted the witch to kill me. You are evil. Then this guy said, so what? Did you die? You are here. So many times in our workstations, at workplace, we take a lot of things for granted, right? And we take things personal. It's never about you. Don't take it personal. Iba says, you get the point? So we take things personal, say, you know what, this person, he doesn't like me, she doesn't like me. But you're at work. You get the point? If she doesn't like you, remember at 5 you are going home to your kids and you'll be smiling with the person who likes you. It's Why? Because we want to catch feelings. We want to be liked where we are not supposed to be liked. You get what I mean? So the moment you appreciate it, you know what? I'm just doing my job. Don't make my job seem so difficult. Do you know customer experience is one of the easiest things? You know, the contact center is not supposed to be there. I'm telling you, you're not supposed to be there. It's just supposed to be there for what? For just customer support, basic, right? And also telemarketing to create revenue for the company. But we end up having contact center to resolve queries because someone is not doing what they are supposed to do. A technician is going to the field, then they are supposed to resolve, they will promise I'm going to come today, then they fail to communicate that I'm no longer coming. Customer will call to the contact center, they are breathing fire, right? They hate everyone, and you know, so all these things they're not supposed to. So because someone is failing to do what they're supposed to do, everyone ends up being on the firing line. That's what usually happens. And at the end of the day, customer experience, it will look like it's a very difficult, job. When someone is a contact center agent, is working at the front office, they say, oh man, I was going to piece of a system like job, was what I was talking about. People they dread going to work because someone didn't do their job. You get the point? So I'll talk about it briefly. Unfortunately, I only have 1 hour, so less than 1 hour now. And I'm going to finish on time because I was allocated 2 hours, then I was told that I'm now having less than an hour. So where do we start? But there's a slide maybe that I put here at the beginning about customer experience, because I'll talk about it later on. Understanding your customer, right? You see here, this is EcoCash, right? This is our business. I'm no longer going to ask questions because I'm just cruising, right? So what happened? Someone didn't understand the needs of their customers, right? Someone was so rigid to say, have you ever been to a company? Then you find that there's a customer service point person, who have been telling people, maybe you've told 100 people over your career of two years or 1 year. Imagine that's not how we do it. But don't you think it's a pointer? If you see 20 customers, I should put the same thing, we don't do it this way. These customers are forcing you, guys, it is not to meet a bag, you want to processing. So if it is a point, it means you have to build a case and say, guys, we have received many customers who are requesting for ABCD. Why can't we turn and come up with a solution that address what these customers are saying? You get the point? I think maybe I'm more before, right? I don't need this, eh? Yeah. So this is a case study. So my banks, they say, guys, I want to transfer money even after 5. Remember, they fill out forms there at GS. One fill out because cut off, I just read them 3 days now transfer. So it became a huge challenge now. And these banks will say, no, my systems, no one was even thinking of the customer. My customers, what is it that they want? Anyway, a huge chunk of customers who are not banned, right? They want to also transfer money, but they can't because I can announce proof of raise. Proof of raise, anticipate, do you want to put? You get the point? So rigid. So then disruption happened. When disruption happened, these guys, they started logging, and their cousins, they started logging to say, no, we're not going to interact with these guys, right? They fought so hard. But you know what happened? They were forced by the customer. Both they started to operate on their own without integrating the banks initially. But when these guys and their cousins realized, you know what? You say, no, let's integrate our platform. You get the point? But a customer, if you are so rigid, a customer will force you. There's nothing wrong if you are in the petroleum industry for you. Maybe gas where you deliver, say if you are buying gas at 30 kgs, we'll deliver to your home or whatever, we'll come and deliver gas, we refuel you your gas from your home, comfort of your home, right? But that's what customers want. Sometimes customers, the gas will run out because sometimes they don't have the meter that indicates the gas is about running out. I'm saying if you are in the energy sector. So is there anything wrong for you to start sending maybe meters and just short and gas repair. You get the point? Or where you just call to say, okay, this is, you ask a question here, what is your normal usage per month? You say maybe we use 8 kgs. So if you use 8 kg, do you last for the whole month? Yes. So you actually call the customers use your contact center to say you bought the gas maybe 3 months ago or last month. So by this time we are figuring maybe it's about to run out. Should you send some delivery? Then by doing so you are addressing the needs of your customers. So a lot can happen, but sometimes we are so rigid. At the end of the day, we end up losing more than what we are saving. So cutting costs is not cutting my salaries and overheads and stuff. That's why we make a mistake. Cutting costs is responding to the needs and requirements of the customers. If you do it right, then you cut a lot of costs. So I just thought maybe I should talk about this. No, let me talk about the other one again. Here. So we are used to these traditional churches, right? Something profound happened. These guys, they didn't understand the needs of their customers again. I'm telling you. So they fail to understand they're in Africa where people are fought, right? Where people are fought too bad. When you try to make it, someone will try to pull you down. I'm telling you. When you think you have seen it all, you have a degree, right? You have a degree, you have seen it all. And I was really just I'm now going to enact some livelihoods and stuff. Inflation starts and there's unemployment. So what the odds, everything is fighting you. Starting from the water, from city council is fighting you. Everything is fighting you because we are in Africa. We have a lot of things that are fighting us. So these guys, they didn't understand. They thought where things are good, where social services, everything is provided, or back then when things were okay, the status quo they thought is still the same. So I don't know where Babanda Taza, what has the man, Babanda confess, and I have to try something to wear moon, this guy, I know that they have confession and stuff. But they fail to understand, no, you know what, in Africa we are fought. Kune spiritual husbands, kune chi, I'm telling you. So they fail to understand, people are manifesting, it was okay back then. Some 20, 30 years ago, it was okay, right? But these days people no longer want to go home, but they still want to know about their future. So they fail to understand that. So okay, to put in society, people they don't understand. People they are no longer going. But you are living a gap. In this life, there's nothing like a gap. There's always something that will fill what you think is a gap. You get a point? Anything that you think is a vacuum, something will come in what? Exactly. So they fail to understand that, you know what? So we are living a gap because this guy is the cap. You know what? Distance is not a barrier. Don't come to church over the screen. What are you receiving? So they actually figured it out. So distance is no longer a barrier. I receive then you are solid. So that's understanding the dynamics of customer experience. So customer experience is, I always say to people, customer experience is not complex. We live customer experience every day. You get the point? Every day. Just take the scenario where you at home. Because if you don't have good customer experience, even we are still staying the two of you, you and I, you two. If you don't have good customer experience, look at the basic principles of customer experience, right? Because we have the basic 5 principles of customer experience, I'll talk about them. They are so universal, but they are so universal, just the same. You get the point? So, if you don't have those basic, like communication is one of them. If you fail to communicate, where you just check on the other person and say, you know what, I'm just checking on you, how are you doing, how are things your end? You get the point? Just you take your other person in the realm, of spirit. So that when you reach at home, the person is already in the spirit and things will become less complex. You get the point? But remember, when we are not communicating, the person is not in the spirit, and because the person is not in the mood and spirit, when you get home, what will happen? You wait overtime. So during our workstation, within our respective companies, we are making We are working overtime. Why? Because we are not putting our customers in the spirit. We are not putting them in the mood. So when you have a customer and you have a contact seller, in the outbound, maybe I open a bank account, then I'm told, I, Dr. Mautsa, welcome to Bank Z. We are so happy to have you on board, right? We appreciate you. Thank you so much for being part of the family, right? Already I'm in the mood. You get the point? No matter what everyone is going to say, I don't make a bias right now. Because it's wow. It's something that don't happen every day. So we make things so complicated. So customer experience is in the best, it happens every day. So one of the basic fundamentals that communication is to have empathy. Your colleague at home, someone is saying, you know what, they either tire puncher, and I have a tire puncher and it's closer to your place. Let's say maybe you're just dating and stuff. Oh, let me know later. Just imagine. That's how we do up the time, right? So, I want you guys to relate to what our customers experience now in the day-to-day lives. So that same experience you have, that's the same experience the customers are having as well. Because I'm saying customer experience is basic. It's something that you experience. It's everyday, day-to-day living. So the moment you say, I'm going to complain, but remember, when you are going to meet, if you want anything, let's say maybe it's the girl who says she wants money, or you want whatever you want, and you are going to work overtime. I'm telling you, you work overtime. Why? Because you didn't manage, you didn't put the person in the spirit, in the mood for them to feel like they are loved. Because our customers, they want to be loved. They just want to feel loved. So it's very simple. So what is the starting point within our respective companies? For us to say, our customers, they are, our sales, they are going, they are swelling, everything is, in our pockets are filling. Remember the bottom line, the end game of customer experience, of everything that we are talking about, is for our pockets what? To be filling. That's the bottom, that's the end game. Yes, we are doing it because it's a good to do thing. We are doing it because we are a good person. But at the end of the day, we want our pockets to be filled with gold and splendor. But for our pockets to be filled with gold and splendor and money, we start from somewhere, understanding our customers. Right? So how do you understand your customer? We'll talk about it. Well, the end game is here. Customer success. If you are talking about customer success, ladies and gentlemen, it's a position where the customer is fulfilled, right? Your pockets are what? Fulfilled as well. The employees are, if you are good to your customers, right, they will come back and buy more. To your patrons, your customers. Obviously, it means even if I'm to come, if you're not there, I'll wait for you. You get the point? And I'll come and I'll invite the other person. And if I do that, that's what the more theory said. Because I invite the other person, you are more than happy. You go an extra mile of even sending me a birthday message, right? And in Africa, people, they don't take serious things seriously. Maybe my beta app didn't even send me a birthday message. And you as a service provider, as my hairdresser, you've just said, hey, birthday Rinos. You get the point? I will feel so good. Because you've done that, when I come, I'll give you a tip. I'll increase my tip. Right? And because I've increased my tip, you are filling your what? Your pockets with splendor at the end of the day. So that's what the more theory is. So, but it starts with understanding your customer. So how do you understand your customer? There are a lot of other parameters that we use. I will talk about them. But customer success now is fulfilling what I've talked about, the more theory. So customer success is when the customer is happy, when the organization is what? Is happy also. That's what we call customer success. And the customer is happy, the organization is happy. And the internal customer, which is the employees, they are happy also. Remember, when the customers are filled with splendor, if they have 2 employees who got vegetable market, then the customers keep coming. I'm not getting more. And then all the day people buy cars say, guys, you've been working with me. The employees are now happy because they bought them cars. You get the point? I've increased their salaries maybe 20%. And they are happy. So customer success is when all the stakeholders within the value chain, they are now happy. That's what we call customer success. But it starts with understanding your customer. Many companies, they make a mistake. We start with what? Understanding your organization. Where people, they go for a strategy meeting, and when you are at a strategy meeting, what happens at a strategy meeting? We
we force what we want the customers to do, what we want the customers to buy from us. So when I'm wearing my job ones, the strategy, whatever, in my executives also put around the shop floor workers. Remember the shop floor workers, they're the ones out there, guys. My customers are put all my guys, 2 rupees for every day. They are dreading meeting the customers because they are getting bad because of what is happening. So we start with this. They just say, no, I think when my customers are with research. But it starts with understanding your customers. Then you understand your organization. Half the times, many people they don't understand their organizations. I'm telling you, it's not their fault because us also as employees, we don't even understand us as individuals, ourselves. We wait for someone to validate and tell us, you know what, Rinos, you get the point? You have to tell yourself, I'm so relevant, but I'm valuable, and things won't work. You should have that mentality, you get the point? That's how we start. If you have that mentality with someone, mess up with your job, you won't feel bad, you get the point? Because you know you are good. You are not you are good because someone told you you are good. You know you are good because you have been good and you push, and you are good at what you do. So you have to understand your organization. What is your vision? What is your value? What is the 5-year plan of the company? Half the people, if you have to ask in different companies, they don't even know. They don't know their 5-year plan for the company. They don't know even the strategy for that specific year. To say, what is the revenue targets for this year? They don't even know. What is the 5 pillars that shapes our strategy for this year? They don't know. To say, because when you are going to strategy, there are some pillars that will anchor. That's the expected strategy, right? For those who have been in the strategy meetings. Obviously, there are some they say this year we are pursuing maybe client experience, we are pursuing maybe revenue and stuff. Others they say, you know what, we are owed a lot of money. So collection is going to be what? The top anchor of our strategy. I think those remain our strategy for those who have been strategy. So if you have to ask the now people employees within the company, they don't even know the pillar of their strategy. So how can you go and satisfy someone who is external when you don't even know your company? So it starts with that. Then we build a culture of service excellence. When you build a culture of service excellence, guys, this is not just lip service. We are saying it's when customer experience, right? We are now living customer experience as a people within our companies. We are now living customer experience. How do we live customer experience? When guys who are in IT operations, you technical support have failed. You take it personal. Because there's us, and this is what you just don't take personal is when someone has to go, when someone, you take it, I mean, okay, so you know, guys, this is unacceptable. When you are going for meetings, I've been also employed, right? I was working in different departments. And customer experience, you are in a different, when you are hitting the customer experience department, it's so difficult. But there are certain things that you can't put in a report. Because you are afraid that PCs are directly or in the department. You get a point? Yeah, because the moment you include those, those are our local so far. You get the point? Yeah, but remember, if you take it upon yourself when you do the culture, no one will take it personal. A culture of service excellence, when service fails, you call a spade a spade. Say, guys, from IT, you are failing us, our systems are not working, and those systems are not working, customers are complaining. Just maybe I'm not going to ask questions. Have you ever noticed, for those who have seen my post-demand product centers, or one people who handle customers, we interface with customers, they will say, today branch we have received 50 customers. From the 50 customers today we have received 10 complaints, right? Next week is the same. This week we have received 50 customers and 20 complaints. And you think that's report. That's not reporting. That information won't help us. Get the point? What it helps is when you are now drilling down to manage the data. Moon product center, yes, we have received 1,000 calls, right? Of the 1,000 calls, maybe 300 will complain. Next week, next month, we have received 1,000 calls. Then 100 will complain. I'm just giving an example. So what do you do now when you are managing customer experience or when you want to improve customer experience? You are now saying, to make sure that no one calls complaining. You get the point? So if you keep reporting, say, I said 1,000 calls, 100 are complaining. Next week, 1,000 calls, 100 are complaining. That information won't help the customer. You get the point? It's just a statistic that is not helping anyone. For you, the goal is to now drill down, say, okay, of those who are complaining, what are they complaining about? You list, you categorize your complaints, like what you do. Everyone I know they do it in my call centers or customer experience. Once you categorize, you say, so my objective, these complaints are too many. My objective in the next month, I want to cut these complaints by half, by 50%. When you do that, you are now getting closer to the problem of making all your customers there. You get the point? But many times you keep reporting statistics, but you are not addressing the root cause. The objective is for customers not to call us complaining at all. That's the whole objective. Because all the systems are functioning. So we need to build a culture of self-excellence. Okay. Then brand experience. My apologies, maybe I'll skip certain slides. I'll talk about key pain areas, right? That you come across, or they fit into the slide I'm going to talk about. And these are very common with our organization, with our respective organizations. So we know what is happening. So this pain area, having customers, just say multiple customers, right? Across multiple channels. Customers are coming through social medias. They're coming through WhatsApp. They're coming face to face branch. They're calling you. So how do you save and integrate all those customers? There are a lot of tools that are there these days, right? That you can use. But we have seen customers when you send a complaint via social media, nothing happens, right? No response. The response will come midday. And if you call, maybe it's faster. That's why customers say, maybe if you send to social media, they don't respond. If you send email, maybe you better call them. Maybe they will respond quick. But remember, your customers, they are now different. They want service differently, right? So because we are living in a world where our customers are unconfined, they want instant gratification. It's very important for us to make sure that we manage our customers uniformly across all channels. So social media, the experience I get in social media, when I call the experience I get when I come to your branch, it should be seamless. And you should use also CRM, where if I come to your branch, the accuracy that Rinos called, they called last month, they spoke to this person, and they want to send a message to our Facebook page. You know, all those information should be synchronized. Periodically, they're 4 in the morning. When I call again, I'm asked, okay, who did you talk to? And okay, you start again. It's 10 minutes they call. You call again, Mambana, you are told, okay, what is the issue by the way? Guys, it's so frustrating. Get the point. You go to the bank, I open an account. I know it's regulation and stuff. You open an account, they tell you, you know what, I need ABC, you submit. You are now applying with the same information you've given them again, right? So it becomes so boring. So these are the challenges we are facing as a company. So we need to address the single view of customer, where the information when I call, you need to see the information should be heavy, right? Then customer churn, everyone is not spared, right? Customer, you have a customer today, next year they are running away. Why? Because of the service they've got. Legacy issues and culture. We've always done it this way. If you ever come across that way, that statement, we've always done it this way. Someone new is coming, you are very, you want to make some changes. No. Additional age, you get the point. Yeah. But customer, someone said, no, my customers are not additional, or we have tried it, but no one it won't decide. These are some of the issues we face. Then, big issue, service ownership. Alright? Service ownership. There's no ownership at all. You go to branch, they say, you know what, it's not our fault. Okay, a company don't have product today. You go to branch, they don't know about it. That's how tragic. Have you ever come across that situation? Yeah. So, to the next slide. I know I'm almost done. I had a number of slides. So let's discuss what we've talked about. I don't know how we are going to do it. Any questions, guys? Sorry. Well, I'm going to share this with you guys. Any questions so far? Okay. Maybe we can just sit down. I know it was lunch, it's out. Let's just sit, guys. Let's just sit. So, stretch is very important, right? Just stand and stretch. I'm just going to share 2 slides, right? After 2 slides, then Then we can stretch. Feel free to stretch. Then you sit down. It's very important. We are human beings. We are not. I know it's okay. We can handle it. And feel free to also share some nuggets on CSM page. I'm sure they are live and stuff, so you can share the nuggets and what you think. Alright? Tweet, text, tag. There are some things. Go on slideshow.
It's your session.
Go on slideshow. Then you So we have different touch points, right? We have different touch points. So how do you manage the customers on our touch point? There's communication. I spoke about this earlier on, remember? There's customer engagement, where constantly you ask, is it okay? Are you happy? Is everything? Remember, guys, what I said earlier on, customer experience is what? Basic, we live it every day. Just imagine if you have your partner or, for example, my son, I'm like, are you okay? I was work. I like him so much. Why? Because I've got two boys, right? Like my son, I have the other one. He's always asking me, right? So for me, it's different because no one has ever reached that level. Yeah? So I'm telling you, when you are coming, I was work. So what happened with this and stuff was he has passion in what I do in the construction sector. So he asked about construction when he comes. So what happened? Any builder will have been in charge and stuff. He asked all those kind of stuff. So why am I using that example? Because customer experience is generic. Even at home, when you do engage your internal customer, say what I'm doing, is it okay, right? Should I improve what I'm doing? My cooking, how is my cooking? You know, those kind of stuff is basic as it is. I'm telling you, it means a world, right? I'm telling you, it means a world. I mean, the basic thing. So it's just to challenge the same company to what is happening. That is, as human beings, we are inclined to think that, eh? Even if women are eating dependent, you'll be shocked. What you hear to be so shocking? You commit suicide. I'm telling you. And one of those, you know what? I will not deal you. You didn't engage. I mean, you thought that you didn't engage. So similarly, guys, with our customers also, they want to be what? Engaged. You need to, so I'll talk very briefly about the type of customers. Then you will see what I'm talking about. Customer experience owners. So, at each touch point, if you have the service station, right? You are in the sector. But each touch point, you are in. But touch point, if you ask your customer, what do you think about service? Where can we improve, right? How can I give our service to you better? You ask, do I need to buy price for you? I'll give you an example. Should we put uniforms for everyone to look the same? You take for granted, but maybe your customers are thinking that. Yeah? It's very important. Should we be more active on social media so that all our problems, most of them will come on WhatsApp? Right? Maybe all your customers want you to use WhatsApp. So this customer engagement is very important. When you engage now, you create customer experience owners. You want everyone to take ownership. It should be a taboo for someone to say, I've tried my best, by my best. There's someone who said, the guys from Harare will always tell them, but I don't know how they behave. But I'm talking to you, when I'm seeing you, I'm seeing the company. Someone like that doesn't deserve to be part of the company. I'm telling you. Send an email, read the fire, say, guys, you are causing fire with our customers here. We want you guys to take out the fire, sort your problem. If they don't send, let it appear my report sessions on every day. It's very important, right? So I've spoken about that, the legacy issue, then customer experience owner, right? So here, there are different customer types of customers. I thought maybe I'll just pass through it. So we used to talk about customer relationship management, but it's okay. Then we started talking about customer experience, but we are talking about collaboration for what? Customer success. When you are collaborating, it means there is also what? My inputs. So for whatever that you are giving me, there is what? There is also my inputs. That's what I told you. Don't worry about terms. It's just the same. What matters is to give service. Right? So terms, they don't matter, but I say collaboration is very important. So we have different types of customers. We're in the era of customer engagement. That's the era where we are, where you have to constantly engage. The human anatomy is made in such a way that they are constantly engaged. They feel better. I'm telling you, it's a magic. I'm an entrepreneur, right? So I have some people whom I call mentors, people who mentor me. So, you know why those guys, like, they have this soft spot with me, the secret I've seen. They like me so much, like their own son, right? Why? Because I'm one person who see all my mentors, what I say, they are saving right now. I constantly send the message. I say I'm just checking on it. But this is someone who is so busy. We started maybe Tatakawana as mentees, but I then became the favorite. So that some of them, they look for me. Where are you? I want to buy you lunch. When I lost the book, some bought book copies maybe for 5,000 copies, right? A copy one, 5,000 US. This is someone who is so busy, who looks after over 1,000 employees. But I actually tried to book. I want to buy also. Why? Because I engage. So it works even in personal capacity. When you constantly engage someone, that's what, because what is lacking in this world is not just poverty, there's poverty of love. You get the point? There's poverty of love, that's what is lacking. So the moment you show a human being that you love them, they will do more. Believe me, I'm telling you, what we are doing in customer experience is love in a nutshell. That's the summary of it. But because it's in business, you don't say it's love, right? I'm telling you. So there's poverty of love. That's why you find that certain people, when they start maybe their journey, relationship journey, they are so much loving, you know, doing certain things. But as they go on, to treat it, because all the time, because there's poverty of love. The moment someone has touched you, just make it maybe as an experiment. So it's so difficult only maybe to make an experiment in where you are. Experiment. Where you show someone love is made, you would not show it on the that person, I'm telling you, I'm telling you, because there's poverty of love. That's what's making a billionaire, there's poverty of love. People are not sincere, people are not genuine. Some people are fake. Who can at least show that I love you, that person will go far anymore. I'm telling you. I don't tell you, I'm telling you. It's not about we're just saying love. We are talking about customer collaboration. This is the summer of it. It's just love. Where you ask me, so you don't just say to fire. Guys, just imagine a show. No, we've been staying together for 10 years. Or we've been dating for a year now. But I know, maybe sometimes I take you for granted. What is it that I can do to make you happy, for you to be happy? I guys, I'm telling you. I'm telling you, as simple as that. I don't know what can I do to make you happy? Our customers, guys, they are also human beings. Remember, all of us, we are customers as well. We want to be loved, we want to feel loved, we want to feel appreciated, we want to feel that maybe I'm contributing something to the bottom line. Remember, the customer is also paying 2 cents every day. But actually, when I say but that few dollars that I'm giving you, if you showcase that you appreciate that few dollars, believe me, I will do more. But the challenge that we have, some people we don't appreciate each other. We don't show love to each other. So at the end of the day, people will resent. When people resent, then a lot of things happen, right? So I thought we have different type of customers. We have a mean customer. So customer experience, that's why I'm emphasizing this. I want you guys to relate, so that I will send my message. And you guys, when you go back, at least you will remember what I'm talking about. We have what I call the meek customer. Even among us, we have the meek, right? So the meek customers, they are the ones maybe, whatever you go based on the blessed are the meek, for they shall what? Inherit the earth, maybe. But naturally, there are people in their natural inclination, they don't complain at all. So you make There are people like that. But those customers are dangerous. One day they will just go. They don't announce that. And they tell others, I don't want an opportunity to tell. They will tell. You know what, these guys, they are nonsense. They don't help me at all. This hotel, they don't even understand. They don't appreciate their customers. So it's very important. So how do you manage such customers? They need customers. Remember, engagement. If you engage, even at home, there are people who tell you whether you go now or also go now. You get the point? They don't say it. They don't even take the initiative and ask it. They don't, not because they don't want, but it's in their natural form. That's what they are. It doesn't mean our school that, but it's in their natural form. You get the point? I believe you guys understand what I'm talking about. So they are the big customers. So what do? You take the initiative if you have a big customer in your, whether Punga or in real sense in businesses, a big customer. You ask them, we have been our customer for some time. I appreciate you. We honor people like you. Send an email, send a text message, a WhatsApp message. That engagement guys will go far. Okay, yeah, you guys are good, but I'm telling you, but I'm telling you. So they're the big customers. So you need to engage your customers more. You need to ask them, put them in a comfortable position for them to what? To share the matters of the heart. Right? When you put them in such a position, they will share everything with you. So we have what my customer engagement forums. It's very important as a company where you invite different type of customers. You put them in a room, you say, guys, can we same room? Let's say it's a trick also that I've seen that it works. Right? Let's say you have your executives, guys, my customers are good, but they are not listening. Right? Customers are saying this, but they are not listening. What do? You say, guys, you want to do something that doesn't take money from you. You invite all the customers you think they complain a lot. And also the big customers who are high net worth, right? You invite them. And I'll talk about the chronic complainers, the abusive, the high roller customers. High roller customers, I'll talk about them. We invite them in the room. Invite your CEO, boss, for 20 minutes. But customers, feel free, say whatever you want to say. Go survey, you know what I say about e-report. People, they don't take them serious. Because I'm writing a report, then I'll throw it, some challenges, financial, but CEO, I'm seized with what? With things that matters. But you put them in the room, they hear, invite finance, invite the technical director who's causing problems for you. Guys, customers say whatever you want, you have 20 customers. Oh boy, you have to improve on this. Guys, you change a whole lot of things. If it doesn't work, you do it again. I'm telling you. You write a report, customers have said this, you are going to work on it. But you get a point. So those discussion or customer engagement forums, they help, right? Then we have what I call the high roller customers. Have you ever come across, for those who came from the bottom like us, have you ever come across, let's say you are working in a front office, the type of customer who come and get into a room, and my kids are those type of customers, the customers want to show clout, number one. The customers want to name drop. Let's say your CEO is called Rinos, right? For just, it's called, just show the person that you think, I can make a chibago, but you get the point. How is Harare? How is leader, right? To show you that I know that guy, the guy you trade your workplace, to me, we are same level, is even junior to me. There are customers like that. Or customers who answer calls to show clouds. Those we call them high roller customers. These customers, how do you manage such customers? If you are maybe a HVC manager or you have team members who are managing customers, these customers do not you get the point. How do you do it? You tell them what they want to hear. Say, we appreciate you. You know, if it wasn't for people like you, this company wouldn't be where it is. You get the point? You have to be humble in front of your customers. I'm telling you. But when people are going to show you want to show love to your customers, let the customer show love to you. I'm telling you. To the people that I have the edge and are privileged to work with, they know. To the customer, they don't know who is who when we are talking to our customers. You get the point? I like it to be humble. But you have to. You get the point? It's very important. So, these customers, you have to show them that you are the person. If you have HVC products, you upsell and cross-sell to them. But sometimes you have a customer who is in this category, but you have never cross-sell or upsell any product. What are you doing? You need to do that. These are such customers where you give personalized service again. You have a relationship with that customer. It's very important for you. Ask them, preempt. Because for such customers as well, you have to preempt before they complain. Say, so where else do you think it should improve? When you do that, it will also help you. Sorry, I'm about to. Then we have chronic complainers, we have abusive customers. There are customers, no matter how good you do, they always complain. You get the point? So you have to know and understand your customers. No matter what you do, even remember, customer experience is at the what? Bottom of the pyramid. Experience in our day to day. Maybe you have dated a person, you have come across or been in a relationship, not a dating one, with a person who is always complaining, right? You take a person saying, you know what, I'm so happy today, I want to take you to a restaurant. You're at the restaurant, you happen to just turn your head and it just happened there's someone passing. Who knows what knows them? So, we have chronic complainers living in life, right? So a customer like, never take it personal. If you take it personal, then it defeats the whole purpose. So never take it personal. So I'll just keep, the interest of our time, I'll just keep. I think it's no longer waiting, so we'll just go to skip this slide. Okay. So guys, I spoke about, I'm just going to 2 slides, right? Customer experience owners. In our workplace, let's create customer experience owners. Then, from creating customer experience, that's how we walk the journey. So, no, before. The previous slide. Then, change agents, customer success, then it becomes a culture, right? So, customer experience owners, we want change agents. You can actually come up with others. I've seen other customer service champions, eh? But at the end of the day, it works 1 month. After 1 month, no one is following up. You can go to the next slide. So we want to create change agents within our company. People who are championing customer experience. When you see service going wrong, you are coming after the people who are making things to go wrong, right? You come up with solutions, you are discussing solutions, you are coming up with all those solutions that you have to the company. Maybe let's go to the next slide, this one. I'll just end here so that this. So I just thought maybe it's very important for us to just conclude this, but I'm going to share this whole slide and I'm available also to discuss if there are some certain things that you want us to discuss, but I just thought it's very important. I've seen it in different corporate setups or settings where, because this is what when we are talking about, this is the whole objective, to create an advocate. That's the whole objective. We have to create what we call advocate. So it's okay to be satisfied. But the whole objective, remember, we have what we call Net Promoter Score that we use to measure the customer experience. It's one of the yardsticks to measure customer experience, right? So, but we are saying, if we have what are called the detractors, then we have what are the promoters, and we have the fence sitters. Everyone, you also have them. Maybe also, you are not existing. You are not living your life, you are just existing on this planet. Why? If you are relevant, it means we have people, the detractors, people who hate you. They don't have anything good to say about you, right? Then we have people who are people who, if they see someone speaking bad about you, they will take that their side. When they see people saying good stuff about you, they say, no, I know. Then we have what? The promoters. People who always say nice things about you, right? So the whole objectives of the company, of any company, guys, for us to build generational wealth, generational companies like the Japanese. In Japan, we have many companies that have existed for over 100 years. Many. Why? Because of the example I used earlier on, you remember. That's why if you have to check in the whole world, if you have to check companies that have existed for over 100 years or more, many of them, they are coming from that part of the country in Japan. Why? Because of that culture. So we want our customer to be satisfied is okay, right? But it's the beginning of the journey. When you are satisfied for today, you are full, right? But tomorrow, you still have what? Hunger for more. Or if an option, an alternative comes, what do? A better option. You jump to that better option. So being satisfied is not enough. When we are now talking about customer experience, guys, right? It's not enough. So that is the beginning. If someone is satisfied, if you are in a relationship, if your partner is just satisfied, if someone who is better than you comes, that person what? Will be taken away from you. I'm telling you. But we want our customers to become loyal. That's the next phase. I'm telling you. What is loyalty? So you are satisfied. Loyalty is satisfied, satisfaction. Then you are loyal. It's a notch higher. We want our customers to be loyal. How do we make our customers loyal to us? By the pillars that I was talking about earlier on. When a customer is loyal to you, it means even when service go wrong, right? They are loyal to you. They say, hey, it's not 1, 2, 3. But they won't go. You get the point? They won't go. When someone is satisfied, what satisfaction is just for a moment. Right? Experience just for a moment. But we want our customers to become loyal. It means they are with you. Then we have to appreciate loyal customers. There are customers that are not contributing a lot, but they have been with you for many years, right? They are even, remember, they also have internal customers, right? So internal customers, these are employees like us, all of us, right? So if you have internal customer and someone has been with you maybe for 4 years, when things were difficult, 3 years, things were difficult and they were with you. It should come a time where we should what? Appreciate loyalty, right? Irrespective of the value the person is contributing to you. Loyalty has to be appreciated. If you don't want loyalty, then that's the beginning of your downfall. That's what I realized in life, right? It's very important. So you have to come up with strategies to reward your loyal customer. Then we also, but the objective is to drive our loyal customers to here. When someone has become an advocate, right? Do you know, Savali, I was bought these flowers, he did this for me. Our church, I was giving you an example earlier on, you remember the example when I was talking about digital transformation, right? I used the traditional church and the Pentecostal church, the example, right? Have you ever seen Wanawapapa how they react? No pun intended, sorry. But Wanawapapa Mama born, to those who don't understand this jargon, traditional church, I know I don't have to assume everyone understands. Wanawapapa wanaenda kuna papa, machichana papa. I want to know how they behave. I respect those people because a number of prophets I talk to and stuff, so I respect them very much. But I'm just saying, Wanawapapa don't. I'm telling you, what are they? They are advocates. So it means even if you don't want to go there, you go over there, you get a bit of so Roman Catholic. You end up, you are forced to also join to go there. Because they are telling you, you know what, I had this problem. I was jobless. I was so jobless. There was no hope with my life. And one day, my friend invited me. I went to his church, and he just said, "Come out." And things changed from that day. I'm telling you, everything changed. So, because of that, they are advocates, right? They are advocating for someone who is not even there. So, we want our customers to become what? Advocates. This type of customers, even if you mess up, usually they don't go. They are usually the last one to go. Those are they become blind followers, right? So we want our customers, so they become party-time marketers. Even we do that with our musicians. There are certain musicians when they mess up. Even by the evidence, you know what, can you see Papa did this? Here's the evidence. No. It's doctored. You get the point? Because you are an advocate, or you end up saying, you know what, I just throw out my yama, why? Because you are an advocate. You don't rush to point fingers or join the bandwagon or to them and say, why did you do this and stuff? Because we are an advocate. We want our customers to become advocates for our respective organizations. We want our employees to become advocates as well. To say you show care, to say even if I have these few resources, they should source some signs. I know what with this type of person, I get 100 million and check all share. We get the point. But I want to even now you get a deal now. If you can't be, you can see even if it's each 1,000. 1,000 I stop with it. So if I get 100 million, I get the point. So you need to reward loyalty. You have to make sure that your customers become advocates. When your customers are becoming advocates, it means what? Your business sustenance is what? Is given. So net promoter score that I spoke about to measure. So if your net promoter score is in the positive for any company, right? Even for yourself, let's say I'm a consultant, right? I do a net promoter score with 10 companies. If from those 10 companies, 6 are saying Rinos Akaiba, it means my future is very bright. But if I have 6 companies that are saying, you know what, I know, don't, just know that it's done. So it's very important wherever we are going to our workstation, ladies and gentlemen, wherever we are going, whatever we are going to do, if we have a side hustle, anything we are going to have, make sure that the people who are taking up your services, they are loyal and they become advocates. Thank you so much for your time, and I hope you have benefited something from it.